Oh, hey, how's it going? Welcome to Smelly Bar Live. Let me get Christina for you. Christina!
Come in.
Hi, baby.
Yay! Hello, everybody. And what? I don't know what that is. So, welcome to Smelly Bar Live, March 2020 edition. We are very excited. This is only our second one.
That's right.
So, you know that it's very exciting because people actually watched the first one.
Wait a minute. Who? Who watched it?
Well, what does it matter? It's cool. People did.
That's pretty
Why?
rough. That's pretty rough.
Oh, well, that's why, we're going to have little scripts to help us out. So,
Told them about the script.
it's better this way. So,
It was actually
Where
our
were we?
chief marketing officer insisted on this because of how horribly we did
you
last
did.
podcast. So
He did. I was
whatever,
perfect.
Steve.
Cool. So, right. So we have some new exciting news since our last podcast. Remember how we introduced our mix and match for Valentine's? Yes, it was our limited time offer of 3 items: 1 candle, 1 weed diffuser, 1 room spray, all in one pretty little bag, right? Also with a card in it, in which we can write everything that you want to say.
Yeah, it's a great little gift. I'm glad we got that figured out.
You're the worst one to convince that we need to do a mix and match. Anyways.
It's not easy. It's not easy making just 1 candle, 1 room spray.
But you got it all figured out. So yay you.
Well, I'm glad we did.
So we decided, because backed by popular demand, we are continuing the mix and match. So check it out on our website. Very good. Now, so we also have this a new fragrance since we last talked. We introduced our new fragrance to our library. It's Crystal's Black Orchid. Yes.
That's right.
Oh,
We got a lot of requests for this one
We
for a
did.
long time.
yeah, we did. So, you asked, we got it. This is really, really nice. Oh, it's very
MGM City Center's Crystals,
right.
the black orchid that they
Yeah,
have in there.
it's really nice. It's pretty sensual. If I was to describe it, settle down,
Sensual.
calm down now. Yeah, it's warm. It's got some woodiness. It's got a little bit of fruit in it. Some vanilla and sandalwood. It's just a delicious one. So check it out on our website. And while you are on our website, look on the main page. Remember, I told you that we have our fragrance of the month. We help you out decide. And for March, our fragrance of the month is London Marriott's Spring Leaf.
Leaf
What?
Spring.
The Leaf Spring.
London
I got
Marriott's
this.
Leaf Spring. That's right, because spring starts a couple weeks from Thursday,
Yeah, it's here.
March
It's-
March 19th.
It's here, exactly. And being the transition, March being the transition between spring and winter, this is we figured this would be a really good scent. Again, it's got like some of the early citrus of the season. It's got some blossoms. It's got some woods again. I think it's a good fit, right?
Yeah, it's a good subtle one too.
Yeah.
That. Speaking of the fragrance of the month, though, bottom of the front page of our website, it's a great resource. Great resource for new customers that don't really know what to start with, and also customers that have been using the same fragrance for a while and they're ready to switch it up a little bit. A lot of times we even have customers go nose blind because they've been smelling the same fragrance for a while.
Can you tell us a little bit about the nose blind thing? It's a thing. It's really a thing, and it's really important.
Yeah, it's actually quite interesting. I mean, it's a part of the brain that controls our sense of smell. It's in the limbic system. And basically what happens is when you enter an environment or your environment changes because something changes about the smell, your brain alerts you to that just in case it might be indicative of danger. And after a while of hanging around in the same fragrance, your brain kind of goes, check, that scent is okay. I don't need to worry so much about that one. That's why you could have situations where somebody has stinky garbage or their dogs don't smell good or whatever, and you walk into their home and you're like, oh, but they don't smell it. They've gone nose blind to it. Their brain is kind of...
So our brains are actually making us go nose blind, right?
Absolutely.
Huh, that brain, huh?
You know, there's actually quite a bit more to it. Hang on just a second.
Oh my God, what is he doing now?
Just hang on. This is important.
No.
Okay. So, speaking of the brain.
What is that?
You see that? It's a brain. I put a nose on it.
Oh.
So basically, what's going on here is you smell. You see, I took that apart.
Oh my God.
The scent comes in through your nose into your olfactory bulb, and it comes into this this area where at the end of it you've got something called an amygdala, and the amygdala is what alerts us to danger.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Amygdala. Got it.
So the scent comes in through your nose and it enters your olfactory bulb, obviously, but then comes through this olfactory pathway that has a bunch of stuff connected to it, including the hippopotamus.
Hippocampus.
Right.
Hippocampus.
Hippocampus. Yes, and your amygdala is right at the end of that hippocampus. The hippocampus...
But he's wearing the, lab coat.
Right.
Sorry.
Well, I've got the brain. The hippocampus, among other things, also controls the parts of our brain that store and process memory.
Okay.
And that's why smell can take us back.
Can take us back, connect us to moments. That is interesting. Okay.
Absolutely.
And that just reminded me that it's one of my favorite things when I read messages or I hear from customers that have just received their fragrance or their sample blotters, and they're saying, oh my God, smelling this just took me back to our vacation at the Bellagio and the nice smell of the lobby and all that stuff. I mean, it's the reason we basically started this company, to help people go through this amazing vacations and then connected them through scent. I think that's wonderful.
That's right. Well, the resorts know that.
Yeah.
And so they use scent in their common areas, not just to create a pleasant scent, because it is important. I mean, you figure if you're going to spend time on design, picking colors, whatever, you should also be thinking about what you smell like.
Absolutely.
But they're also using scent to manage mood. Another part of the brain that is connected to the olfactory pathway is the thalamus.
No, thalamus. No, thalamus.
Thalamus?
Thalamus.
Okay, thalamus.
Thalamus.
We'll go with thalamus.
It's not a moose.
And the thalamus actually controls our mood. So nice to be in a pleasant space, with a pleasant fragrance. But more importantly, the resorts are using it beyond that. Like resorts with casinos will use it to get people to play more.
That's right. Yes. Offices.
Offices, yeah.
Offices too, but I'm thinking of like the receptions area, lobbies of hotels, to make you feel welcome and then
That's
just
right.
enjoy it, safe and welcome. There's the sales offices that I'm talking about, because it's not only our moods.
It's also our productivity.
Also our productivity that's affected by scent.
Absolutely.
Banks and sales offices and even accountants' offices that need to be always on when they're working. They use
Dentists.
scent. Oh, speaking of that,
We have a lot of dentists.
we have a
that
lot
use
of
it.
dentists. Yeah, we all know. It's not the best place to be, the dentist. But when you create that pleasant, calming environment through smell, through scent, it becomes a better place. Absolutely.
That is correct.
Where were we? We
I
are
should probably
selling
put this
happiness.
away, huh?
You should probably put that away, because it's just.
I was just so proud of it.
I'm
me a
so
while to
proud
put
of
it
you,
together.
baby, too.
Take this off.
So, in other words, we're selling happiness, and we're excited about it. That's a good thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Selling happiness.
Selling happiness. Okay. we also I wanted to tell you about one other thing. We are introducing in our podcast a Ask Christina segment, and we take your questions that come on the phone or through emails and stuff, and we'll try to answer them on the podcast. So one of the ones that comes up pretty often is the fragrance oil safe to breathe? Okay, well, short answer is yes. Now I know that you can tell us more about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, even safer than essential oils.
Okay.
A lot of people will refer to essential oils as kind of the gold standard of safety. Essential oils are great because they still have those healing qualities.
Yeah.
So yeah, for the skin or to clear the nasal passage or with eucalyptus or whatever. The issue is with essential oils, you don't have any synthetic toxins. But you still have the volatile organic compounds, the VOCs.
Okay.
Things like pollens and other things that make us have allergic reactions.
Yeah. Okay.
So our fragrance oils, and the reason we call them fragrance oils is because we do start with the essential oils. There are absolutely no synthetic toxins, not to begin with, not added, no synthetic toxins. But we also do an additional distillation process to remove those volatile organic compounds.
That is great, and obviously all of our fragrances, especially our resort collection, are exactly the same fragrance oils that are used by these high-end resorts and properties.
That's right.
Which adds another level of safety behind them, if you will.
Yeah, because the resorts, they're actually diffusing fragrance into public areas without the public's consent. And it's actually rare for anyone and everyone to be able to buy this high-grade level of fragrance oil that meets those standards, that have to meet some very high standards with the EPA to include California Prop 65.
That's right.
You name it. It's got to fit all of those standards to be able to diffuse in public spaces, and now anybody can buy those same oils from Aroma Retail.
Excellent. Yeah, and speaking of safety, another very common question that comes from you is with regards to our pets. Are the fragrance oils used by Aroma Retail safe for the pets? Well, it's a very understandable question from a mother of dogs, cats, and fish. Yes. Again, short answer is yes. We know that there's a lot of ingredients out there, natural ingredients even, that are safe for us humans, but they're not safe. Some of them are not safe for our companions, and that's not the case. And that's another reason why it's so important to use pure fragrance oils, where all the synthetic toxins and the VOCs that Jim mentioned, the volatile organic compounds, are removed, along with some other allergens that may hurt animals, right?
That's right.
Our pets.
Yep.
So they're good for Fido, whatever. Moving on.
Fido, I believe.
Don't
That's
worry
fantastic.
about it. Don't worry about it. Okay, where were we?
I'll tell you where we were. We're changing the world, my love. One sniff at a time.
Oh my God, so dramatic. Always so dramatic, my love. Okay, great. So, what are some other questions? I think we're also, what is the best way to scent my place? It's another question that our customers are asking.
Yeah, that comes up quite a bit, especially since you go on the website and you see two options for machines. You see the Home Unit 101, quick answer for a space up to 2,000 square feet, or we've got the professional scenting machine that can scent up to 15,000 square feet and connect to ventilation. We've got all the glassware that you can put in this room and that room by the entry or whatever, room spray.
There's never a short answer from you, is there?
Afraid not.
Okay. So we're going to kind of, wrap it up, and hate to cut you off, but not really, because we're going to have to wrap it up, and we're going to save more questions for the next podcast. Cool? I think that's
right.
Plan.
Yes, next podcast. Got some instructional videos coming up, though.
Yes, so don't forget, our next podcast is going to be next month, on the first Monday of next month, and every month, first Monday after that. So, first April? What? First Monday in April?
First Monday of April. But before then, later this week, we're going to be putting out a couple of small instructional videos to update the time on your machine.
That's right. Daylight savings time change is coming up.
That's right. That's right. It's
We
spring.
yes, we spring forward. So ahead.
Nice. Yes.
Okay. All right.
So we go
just
ahead.
Check it.
Yep.
We go ahead. So Jim is gonna do a quick video on how to set up the time. Don't worry about it. I'll make sure that he sets the time right. Okay. And thank you. So I think that's a wrap. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to email me your questions. I'd love to hear from you every time. Make sure to watch our next April podcast. And until then, bye-bye from the Smelly Bar Live.
Bye-bye.
No.
No? I thought it was a good effect.
Okay.
All right, cool.